13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
All eyes are on the potential for severe weather as we head through the overnight hours. I'm going to have all the details, time it all out for you. It's coming up.
I noticed that there was a contusion or a bruise on the forehead.
Testimony turned to how investigators found Anitra Gunn's body. We'll take you to the courtroom where the Fort Valley student's ex-boyfriend faces trial for her murder. And 20 million pounds, that's how much trash Macon's Clean Streets Matter picked up in the last year, and they don't want to clean up that much again. We'll tell you about a new effort to keep the county trash free.
Resume building, interview practice, mental health. Dublin high school students are learning it all, and once a month they dedicate a whole day to it. That's why they're our School of the Week. I'm going to tell you about it at 6:45.
Well, good Friday morning. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. You can see it's a little foggy, but we're still feeling good this morning. The time is now 6:31 on this big Friday, March 11th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. I'm Juan Ye Reese. It's looking a little ominous out there right now, Courtney.
That's right. Yeah, it looks like there's kind of a film over the camera here, make it look very fuzzy out there. And that is, of course, thanks to the fog that is continuing to build this morning. I know it's not the most motivating of starts, everyone, but like Juan Ye said, it's Big Friday, and that is enough reason to get up and get going this morning. We're almost to the weekend, and we'll almost be through our severe threat that we have as we head into the weekend as well. So we got to get through that before we can really enjoy the weekend. 53 in Warner Robins, 55 in Cochrane, 56 in Unadilla, 53 in Butler, 51 in Forsyth and in Sandersville this morning, and 56 down in Rochelle and McRae. We do have some slightly dense fog out there. It looks like about half a mile of visibility in parts of Taylor and parts of Peach counties this morning. Otherwise, everyone's looking at least over a mile of visibility. Our Skycam being higher up on top of the building always just makes it look a little bit more dense than it is. All the rain and storms down to our south, but as we go through the day, we'll have the chance for on and off showers through the afternoon into the evening. Temperatures in the low 60s. The big story, though, that severe threat. I'm going to take you through all of it. That's in just a few minutes. But of course, as we go through the weekend, with this being an overnight threat, it is of extra importance you have ways to receive weather warnings. 13 WMAZ app is great for it. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play. That square on the bottom of your screen, you can also scan that. Be sure to go to the settings and turn on the notifications so any warnings that pop up through the overnight will alert you to your phone.
Thank you, Courtney. The trial for the man accused of killing Fort Valley State University student Anitra Gunn could run into this weekend. The prosecution continued its case on yesterday, presenting gruesome photos of Gunn's body found in the woods and detailing testimonies on her autopsy report.
Miss Gunn was lying dead, covered with debris.
That's correct.
Lieutenant Brian Stewart with the Peach County Sheriff's Office found Gunn's body. He described finding a path into the woods off of Greer Road, just minutes from the home of Demarcus Little's aunt. Another witness yesterday, a GBI medical examiner, talked about Gunn's autopsy.
I noticed that there was a contusion or a bruise on the forehead. I did notice that there was something called scleral hemorrhage, which is bleeding into the white parts of the eyes.
The medical examiner says she was dark purple and there were bruises to her face and body that could mean she was dragged. Her cause of death was ruled to be manual strangulation.
If someone is being strangled, they will attempt to remove the ligature, hands around the neck. So in some cases, you can get fingernail imprints of actually the deceased individual's fingernail on their own neck. I can't say definitively that's what these are, but these do have that appearance.
He also spoke about injuries to her mouth and upper lip area and how it could mean someone hit her or put a hand over her mouth. The trial heads into day 4 of testimony on today. Little is charged with malice murder and faces life in prison without the possibility of parole. A Macon woman is dead after crashing into a mailbox. Bibb County Coroner Leon Jones says it happened in the 7400 block of Zebulon Road yesterday afternoon. He says 34-year-old Tiffany Fuller lost control of her car and hit a brick mailbox. Jones pronounced her dead just after 5:30 p.m. The time is now 6:34 a.m. Let's get you to some news happening across the state. 2 of the men found guilty of federal hate crimes and the death of Ahmaud Arbery are now asking to be acquitted. Attorneys for Gregory McMichael and his son Travis recently filed the court documents. They claim the government didn't provide sufficient evidence for the convictions. Attorneys are standing by their defense that the McMichaels believe Arbery was a suspect in a crime in the neighborhood, not just a man running down a public street. Last month, a jury found the McMichaels and William Roddy Bryant guilty on all charges in the hate crimes trial. Georgia's highest court does not plan to stop the certification of votes against a spaceport plan. Yesterday, the Georgia Supreme Court denied a request by Camden County commissioners. The county leaders look to stop the certification of the special election while they pursue a court challenge to have the vote declared invalid. Coastal Camden County has spent more than $10 million pursuing a spaceport for launching satellites into orbit. Critics who think the project has serious safety and environmental risk forced a referendum vote on the project. Unofficial returns from the special election Tuesday showed 72% voted to block the county from buying 4,000 acres for the project. A 4-day celebration continues today to honor former Ambassador Andrew Young's 90th birthday. The theme of the celebration is peace and reconciliation. The 4-day event kicked off on yesterday with Young's Foundation leading a peace walk around downtown Atlanta. The 1.5-mile walk started at Centennial Olympic Park and ended at Rodney Cook Sr. Peace Park in Vine City. Today, the exhibit, The Many Lives of Andrew Young, will open at the Millennium Gate Museum, highlighting his accomplishments. Young's birthday is tomorrow. A happy early birthday to him. The race to become Georgia's next leader continues to take shape with all the top candidates now qualified. Republican Governor Brian Kemp filled out paperwork yesterday to run for re-election. One of the candidates he'll face in the GOP primary in May is David Perdue. The former U.S. Senator qualified on Wednesday. So far, the only candidate on the Democratic side is Stacey Abrams. The 2018 candidate for governor filed her paperwork on Tuesday. The first year of the Clean Streets Matter initiative hauled in 20 million pounds of trash, litter, and debris from the streets of Macon. Bibb County officials gave that update on yesterday. They also welcomed a new convenience center on 11th Street to help in the cleanup efforts. If you live in Bibb County, you can drop off things like furniture, yard debris, building materials without nails, and old tires. You do have to have a valid ID to prove that you live in the county. The 11th Street Convenience Center is open 7 days a week from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. The time is now 6:37 a.m. I'm in Courtney. The weather this week, it's been completely interesting. It's hard to believe we're going to be in the 20s tomorrow morning, potentially.
Yes, no, Sunday morning, but it's going to feel like the 20s in the morning, which I don't know. Pick your poison. I guess it really doesn't matter, right, when it feels like the 20s, whether it's in the 20s or feels like it. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Of course, that's going to be behind our cold front. That's going to bring us that chance for severe storms. Right now, just a couple of light showers out there rolling in from the south through parts of Lawrence County. Otherwise, we're dry. You also saw earlier, if you were with us at the top of the show, we had some fog out there. So it's an overcast morning. It's not very pleasant looking out there, but I guess that's just setting the tone for the forecast for the next several hours. What we're waiting on is this front that's bringing winter storm warnings and watches, winter weather advisories. That's what all these purple and pink colors here are, from the northeast all the way up towards Boston, all the way to Texas. So that's how cold the air is behind this front. We are not going to experience any kind of winter weather. That is going to stay in northwest Georgia, up towards the mountains and up towards the Rome area. For us, we are, though, going to have to deal with severe weather along that front. All of the area now under a level 2 out of 5 threat. That level 3 out of 5 now pushing into our southern counties for parts of Crisp, Wilcox, and Telfair, even into parts of southern Dooley, Pulaski, and Dodge counties. What we're looking at, widespread damaging wind gusts. That's going to be our most widespread threat. That was the order I wanted to say it in. And when I talk about damaging wind, we're talking 60-mile-per-hour winds along that front. Heavy rain and maybe a couple of tornadoes as well that definitely cannot be ruled out. So we're going to take you through it all today, through the day. Just rain. Light rain for the most part. So for the morning, as you're getting ready to head out the door within the next couple of hours, just have that umbrella packed with you. Maybe the raincoat, definitely not a bad idea. I do think our most widespread rain chance is going to be on the way for the afternoon hours. The storm activity is going to stay to our south during the day today and along the coast. As we head closer to 5 o'clock, so for that time for you to head home today, mainly dry, maybe just an isolated shower. And again, for the most part, just light rain. We could have maybe a couple of heavier downpours. And then here comes that potential for severe weather as we head towards 1 o'clock, so through the overnight hours. With that said, really quick, it sounds like I've been sounding like a broken record all morning. It is of extra importance that you have a way to receive weather warnings in multiple ways. Do not rely on tornado sirens. 13 WMAZ app is great. Also, the weather radio, if you have a weather radio, turn that up because you're more than likely going to be sleeping when this threat rolls in. So around 1 a.m., what we're going to be watching are these cells out ahead of the front. At this point, our atmosphere is going to be very volatile. It's going to be spinning, so we'll see if any of these cells out ahead of the front take advantage of that wind shear, so that change of wind direction and speed with height. As we head into the overnight 2 to 3, that's when the front knocks on our door in our northwestern counties. Along this front, gusty wind, very heavy rainfall, maybe a brief embedded tornado or two. The front will continue to push off to the southeast throughout the morning hours. Here's 5 a.m. pushing into our southeastern counties, and then by 6, we're said and done with the threat. So before the sun even comes up, this front's out of the way. But when the sun does come up, what you are going to notice when you wake up in the morning, it's going to be cold and windy. Wind gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour possible tomorrow. We will have a wind advisory between 1 a.m. and 7 p.m. So notice as we head into the morning, it's going to feel like the teens up in North Georgia, the 20s here at home, and through the day, it's not going to feel warmer than the 30s. You need to bundle up if you're heading out to Peaches to Beaches, the Forsythia Festival, anything. Stay weather aware through the overnight, everyone. Can't stress that enough. Spring forward as we head into Sunday. We're going to be cold Sunday morning. We'll stay dry only through Monday.